Live from Oakview Elementary School, I'm Dr. Reavis, your principal here, and Mrs. Welch, our assistant principal. We welcome you to this live session on YouTube for this Thursday afternoon. Well, I want to welcome all of our new to the view parents and students. Also, we have some faculty and staff members who may be joining us. We welcome you to this live session. Every year during a regular opening of school, we would have a new parent orientation session where we would meet with new parents in the media center, answer your questions, meet you face to face. However, we all know this is virtual Meet the Teacher Week, so we took our new parent orientation online. And that's what you're going to participate in now. We appreciate those of you who have already submitted questions. If you're on this live chat with us today, you are also invited to submit questions to the live chat, and we will respond to as many of those as we can. Again, I want to welcome you to this session, and in particular, our target audience today for this live session, it's our new parents. Coming to a new school, it can be a little scary. In an environment like this, where you may not have even had the chance to come into our building, it may be even a little more uneasy for you or your children or both. Our goal today is to help bring down that level of maybe worry for you and your kids so you can get to know our school a little bit better. Maybe we'll answer some questions that have been on your mind. Again, our goal is to make it a comfortable and worry-free opening of the school year. So we welcome you to this event. Just to tell you a little bit about Oakview Elementary School before we get started with our questions, we are a school of about 900 students this year, from kindergarten all the way to 5th grade. Our school day runs from 7:45 to 2:15 every day. It's a full day of school, and that includes kindergarten as well. 7:45 is the tardy bell in the morning, so you want to be in the classroom. The doors open at 7:30. You want to make sure the kids are here by that time, so they're coming into the classroom. And again, the tardy bell rings at 7:45. Then the school day ends at 2:15. Buses and cars will roll. We'll cover some more details later about the school day as we go through our questions. Well, it's going to be a great school year. Oakview Elementary School has been in this community for 25 years, and our theme is Oakview Strong. That's our theme for the 2021 school year because 25 years of service and support to the children in the Oakview community, that says a lot. And our school here, it is a family for sure. Now, we're a large family. You're gonna know that if we're ever able to have some larger school events at some point this year, you're gonna see that large family, whether it's the Hootenanny or some other school-wide event. So we look forward to that time where we're all together as a big family. Again, our goal today, though, is to bring the size of that large school community down to more of a personal level with you, your children, and your teacher. Now, joining us today, and also we saw in the questions that you submitted, remember this year we're opening up with two different types of families at Oakview. We have families here at the school who are in person. That means they're going to be sending their children to school, to Oakview for in-person instruction for part of the school week. But then we have other families here at Oakview where they have opted for virtual learning through Greenville County Schools. But you're still associated with Oakview Elementary School. So there'll be both virtual families at Oakview and in-person families at Oakview. Well, again, some of our questions today are going to cover that and maybe some of the differences and similarities between those two. But again, you're all part of the Oakview family. So we're glad you're here. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Welch for our first question today. And she might join me in some of those answers. But again, feel free to use the chat and submit any questions as we go along. So, Ms. Welch, our first question.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Reavis. All right, the first question is in regards to the virtual program. How will virtual students receive info on available extracurricular activities?
Great question. Virtual students, you do have access to some extracurricular activities. Now, on the in-person side, I would want to share with you that, again, because of some of the restrictions that we have in place for mitigating COVID and trying to keep everybody safe here at the school, most of our extracurricular activities have been suspended for the first semester here at Oakview. So at this point, please, no worries that you're missing out on anything. We will not be sending out a club brochure in September, which is our normal practice. Again, all of our extracurriculars for after school, before and after school clubs, those have been suspended for the first year. If there are any virtual or extracurricular activities that we will begin opening up in the second semester, you will receive an email or a phone blast from me, because again, you are still part of our family, so I'll be communicating through phone blast and email to all our new parents, both in person and virtual.
Great. When will my virtual student receive a phone call from their teacher?
I'm really glad this question came in. I have received quite a few emails from parents over the last few days, and they're saying, hey, Dr. Reavis, I haven't heard from my teacher yet. Those of you in the virtual program, Greenville County Schools is still finalizing all class rosters for the virtual program. And for that reason, they have not finalized all of those teacher placements and teacher assignments. So they have not shared a date with principals yet, but in the very near future, I know that our virtual students will be hearing from their teacher. Now, those of you in-person instruction for Oakview, you should have heard from your teacher by now. If you have not, please contact the school office.
Will virtual students be with the same teacher for the same grade and school?
Again, another good question about virtual. That is our understanding, yes, that you will be assigned with same grade students. Now, it doesn't mean, however, that the students within your virtual class, they may not be just from Oakview. There could be other students in your grade, but they could be from another school.
Great. All right, this question is specific to our extended day program at Oakview. How much will extended day cost since students will only be going 1 day a week?
Yes, now, if you're new to Oakview, you may be unfamiliar with our extended day program. So let me first give a little bit of background information there. I do want to reference you to our school's website. There is a drop-down box under the parent button for extended day program. We are currently updating that handbook, so I think last year's handbook is still posted there. But do go to that website, go to our website, check the EDP link, and look for the Extended Day Program Handbook, and you'll see information in there about policies, procedures related to the program. Now, because of this year, and right now with Greenville County Schools attendance plan being 1 day a week for in-person instruction, then that means that the EDP rates were adjusted. So the daily rate will now be what is charged to students who are attending the Extended Day Program. Because students only attend school 1 day a week in person, then that rate is $18 a day that they will be charged for that 1 day of extended day program attendance. So I want to also clarify that students can only attend the extended day program on the day that they attend in-person instruction. So if you're in the blue team and your last name starts with A through D and you're going to our extended day program, then you would come to school on Monday. And then if you're going to EDP and have registered for that and you've paid that weekly or that daily rate for the program, then you would attend Monday afternoon's extended day program. However, from Tuesday to Friday, you would not attend because you would only attend on the day that you come to in-person instruction. Now, students in the virtual program, they would not, we have not been able to permit them to attend our after school or extended day program. So virtual students would not be attending our extended day program at any point during the week.
Okay. All right, next questions are about recess. Very straight out the gate, will students have recess?
Yes, definitely the students will have recess. Trust me, the teachers probably like recess more than the kids do. It's just a great time. We all need to get out and get some fresh air and to get some physical activity. Now, with that, of course, there's going to be some restrictions because, again, we want to make sure that the health and safety, that's our top priority. We want to make sure the kids are safe. So if you have read the reopening guidelines posted by Greenville County Schools, you will know that recess equipment itself, the playground structures, let me speak in that term. So the playground equipment that's installed in the ground, the slides, the swings, the climbing structures, right now they are closed for student use. A lot of touch surfaces on that playground equipment. That right now we would not be able to sanitize that throughout a school day to keep everyone safe. So right now the structures themselves will be closed off for student use. However, that doesn't mean we can't go outside for recess because we need to get out. Now at Oakview, we've got an extensive array of outdoor play opportunities for kids. And so we will continue to offer as many of those that comply with the health and safety guidelines posted by Greenville County Schools. So just know we will have recess for sure.
Awesome. And another question about recess is if students can't use the playground equipment, what will their children be able to play with?
Yep, that's where your mind goes next. So that does not mean, however, that jump ropes They, of course, can be used, one student per one jump rope, though. So what our goal there is that if they have any type of recess equipment that we give them to play with, that they would be the only one that would use that piece of equipment. And then teachers would take appropriate measures after recess is over, before the next day, to make sure that that equipment is safe for students to use again.
Okay. All right. Question about the cafeteria. Will students eat lunch in the cafeteria?
Yes. And I want to tell you that this is one of the areas where Oakview is fortunate, because if you've been inside of our building, or if you've spoken to someone who has been a student here or a family here at the school, we have a large cafeteria space. And that has enabled us to spread our cafeteria tables apart. Just the other day, Ms. Welch and I were in the cafeteria, and we were marking areas where students would be able to sit at the cafeteria tables, but stay that appropriate 6 feet apart, just like Ms. Welch and I are today, staying 6 feet apart, socially distant, but safe. Because of course the kids need to remove a mask to eat lunch, okay, or to eat breakfast, but as long as they're 6 feet away from their friends, then it's okay. So lunch in the cafeteria on attendance plan 1 for sure, and we look forward to the time in the cafeteria with them.
All right, now a week that we are very excited for. Questions about Leap Week next week.
Yes.
When will we be provided the time the bus drops off kids at the stop during Leap Week? So question specific to drop off of the bus at the stop next week during Leap Week.
Yes. Now, if you're coming to Leap Week, so first of all, 2 different sessions for Leap Week. Remember, if you're an in-person student, you'll come to the morning session from 7:45 to 10:15. Then if you're coming to the afternoon session, that means you're a virtual student with us, and you would attend from 12 to 2:30. Now remember, Leap Week is optional for students to attend, but of course the state strongly recommends it for students so that we can implement and administer those beginning of the year assessments, okay? So in-person students, they are the students who have access to bus transportation. If you're a virtual school student, you would not need that bus transportation during the year, and it is not provided for us in Leap Week. So this question really relates just to the in-person student who's coming in the morning. Now, if you have already signed up for bus transportation, then we have that coded in our Power School system here in our computer. And you should have already received a phone call from our bus center letting you know what your morning time pickup will be to come to Leap Week. However, because we're dismissing Leap at 10:15, it's not the normal full day of school, the bus center is not able to predict what your estimated time of arrival back at the bus stop would be in the afternoon. So here's my suggestion to you. I would recommend, if you're a returning Oakview family, or if you know of an existing family at Oakview, and they're in your neighborhood or they live on your street, my recommendation to you is to ask them, hey, how long did it take for the bus to get home after the 2:30 bell last year? Last year we got out of school at 2:30. How long did it take for the bus? If it took 30 minutes, that meant the bus got back around 3 o'clock. Ask them that question so you'll have a rough idea of when to be at that bus stop. Now, if you need more clarity about that and you need a more precise arrival time back at the stop, please call the bus center, and if you need that number, we're happy to get that for you.
Great. All right, questions about the first day and the first week of school. Will parents be allowed to walk students to their classroom in the morning of the first day of school?
Unfortunately, no. Greenville County Schools, all schools in our school district are closed to visitors and volunteers at this time. So that does include that first day of school. More specifically, I also want to let new families know that when you come through our car line, if you're a car riding parent, you'll want to know too that you need to remain in your car as you come through the car line, okay? Again, this is a very different year, and everything that we have had to do, both in our school, in your home, and as you go about in the community, it's all different. Nothing that we've ever done before. Well, this is a really good example on the school level of something we've never had to do before, and unfortunately, parents will not be able to come in on that first day. We are restricted for those visitors. Now, because we know, especially for you families who you have a kindergartner coming in, it's a brand new school and it's big school, and the kids want to know a little bit more about it. Well, we've been thinking a lot about that on the school side, and so just this week, we had a group of teachers get together and they created a Hootie Goes Back to School video. And it's a quick little video clip. It's got some music playing in the background, but Hootie the Owl, an owl is our mascot, Hootie the Owl wants to welcome our students back to school. Tell me when.
Try talking again, Mr. Evans.
Okay, can you all hear me now? I think we had some sound problems. Are we good, Miss Rushton?
You're good now, Dr. Evans.
All right, very good. So we want to try, the question was preparing the child to get out of that car in the morning. So again, making sure they can unbuckle by themselves. They've got their book bag, lunchbox. They're kind of ready to go when that door comes open. Now, again, we want to make that a touchless experience. So the adults will be out there to assist and to guide. So really talking through that with your children is really important. Talking in advance about that and letting them know, we're going to pull in. I even recommend between now and even the first day of LEAP or the first day of school for them, you might want to drive to our campus and go over on the kindergarten side where the kindergarten loop is and ride around. There's two entrances. One's labeled kindergarten. So kindergarten first and second graders, that's where they will unload from their cars. Drive around that loop to see what that looks like, and you can show them the sidewalk. There's actually footprints that we painted on that sidewalk years ago, and the children will just follow those painted footprints all the way around the sidewalk, and they lead them all the way to the front door. That was one of our ways to help the younger children. So doing that, I think, again, that can be good for third, fourth, and fifth as well. Going to the main entrance, because that's the entrance that they will come in and out of. Now, when you come to our if you go to our website, you will also see posted there our traffic flow map. We have posted for your convenience a map of the front of our campus. It has both of the car lines. We have a kindergarten through second grade car line, a main entrance car line for third through fifth grade. It has arrows that are posted there, and it will show you the directional path that you'll follow as you come to and from campus. So that will help you as an adult as you're coming to campus too.
Great suggestions. All right, questions about e-learning. What should parents expect when students are working at home, and how can they best support them?
This is going to be an area that we're all going to work together in. So I think the first suggestion I would give is making sure you're staying in close contact with the classroom teacher. And so that is making sure that you're getting their emails, that you are staying in contact with them. I think it's also working alongside that teacher when they're giving you tips and tricks on how to log in. Also knowing that that level of support for the in-person day is obviously going to be different than those 4 days at home. The teacher's going to help walk you through some of those tools and those supports. For students, we're going to send home login information with the Chromebook, so you'll have that with you as well. Going to our website and the teacher website, those are going to be good supports as well.
Agree. And please know, parents, that our teachers are working diligently to make sure that students and you are well supported at home, to advance students in their instruction, and also trying to figure out some ways that not everything has to be digital, so that we can have some hands-on materials at home as well, to support students' learning. So we do appreciate everything you're doing at home. We know that that is quite the effort to make that happen. All right, about GCS attendance plans, the golden question: why is GCS only attending one day for in-person instruction?
Yeah, Greenville County Schools has different attendance plans. So attendance plan 0, and that's no in-person days. Attendance plan 1, that's 1 day. Attendance plan 2, 2 days of in-person. And then of course 5, that's the 5 full days. Every district is allowed to make its own attendance plan decisions, and that's allowed by the state. Greenville County bases its decision on the pandemic data that is coming out from DHEC, and it relates specific to our county. So our county will make a decision on its attendance plan based on the numbers for COVID in our county. Okay, so right now that data tells us that we don't need to be 100% virtual with the 0 plan, but our numbers are not strong enough to where we could get to the 2 days a week. So that's why right now that selection has been the attendance plan 1. For more details or information about those attendance plans, I would encourage you to visit the Greenville County Schools website.
All right, a question about the Challenge program. What will Challenge look like in attendance plan 1?
All virtual. Our Challenge teachers, as well as our related arts teachers. Now, Challenge is 100% virtual, so Challenge students who are in person as well as virtual, they will receive Challenge instruction virtually. Now, for related arts, which was another question coming up, for the 1 day of in-person, whatever related arts they have that day, so if they have PE on their day of in-person instruction, they'll get in-person PE, but then their music, art, computer lab, STEM lab, media center, that will be provided virtually on the days that they're at home.
Great. All right, COVID prevention measures. This is all about that safety that you were talking about earlier. What measure is the school taking to prevent the spread of COVID-19?
That answer probably exceeds the time that we have, because our school district has extensive measures put in place to keep your children safe and to keep employees safe. Now, at the school level, of course, we will have daily sanitation and disinfectant protocols that our custodial staff and our other employees, teachers included, will be implementing. For a full listing and just kind of the overview of what that looks like, I would encourage you again, visit the Greenville County Schools website, go to the parent resource page. They've created that just for parents right now during the pandemic so that you can access answers to many of these questions related to COVID prevention.
Absolutely. And one other question about COVID prevention is specific to masks. So this parent's question is, will children be able to take off their mask during the school day under certain circumstances? Excellent
question. And I'm going to add an answer to it about the bus as well, because I think that's important. So kindergarten, first grade students, it is optional for them to wear the mask in the classroom during the school day. There's a lot of research and a lot of investigation into this. What the professionals working with young children, 4, 5, 6 years of age, what they find in trying to impose that mask on them is that they end up really touching their face in their mask, and they just can't keep it on. That's what they're finding. And so that's why at those ages, they really felt like that developmentally, it was not appropriate to try to require that for the entire school day. Now, do you want to send it with them? Yes, you do, because there will be times when we're traveling in the hallways or we're going to, in and around different spaces that we're going to ask them to put it on. So please send them with the mask. 2nd through 5th grade, they are required to wear the mask. During the school day, however, as long as they are 6 feet away from a student or the teacher, they can take the mask off. So please don't think that when you send your kid out the door in the morning with that mask on, that they're going to be in that mask all day long for that 7-hour period. That's not going to be true. Teachers will be letting them, or the student can take that off if they're 6 feet away. If they're working in small groups or they're working doing something closer within the 6 feet with another student or even the teacher, then they would put the mask on. Now let's talk about the bus for a moment, because this is where it's a little different for every student at the school. Kindergarten through 5th grade, they are required to wear a mask on the bus. That is for everyone's safety. So please make sure, kindergarten, 1st grade parents, if you're riding the bus, your children are riding the bus, please make sure that they know they're going to have to wear that mask while they're on the bus route.
Thank you. Great responses there, Dr. Reavis. You actually answered the last question we had about related arts and your
Okay.
previous question about challenge. Ms. Rushton is giving us a signal that we don't have any additional questions in the chat. She may have answered some of those as we were going through our session. So Dr. Reavis, we appreciate your time and the answers you've given us. If you want to say any closing remarks, I know our parents would appreciate it.
Well, it was my pleasure to spend time with you right now. We just, if you had the opportunity to take a tour here at the school with us, back before maybe you registered your child, back in January, February, before school shut down, one of the things that I know that you heard on our tour was the family feeling that we have here at the school. Yes, we're a large school, but when you walk into a school, you have a feeling, there's a sense of what the culture is like in that school. Well, what I want you to know is there's not a pandemic out there that's going to change that. So when you send your children to us on Leap Week or the first week of school, I want you to know that that culture of family, that culture of children, that culture of care for young children and their growth and development emotionally, academically, socially, I want you to know there's not a virus out there that's going to change that. That's what's here right now, and it's waiting for your children. And we can't wait to share that with you. We look forward to that first day of Leap, first day of school. We'll see you at that time. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ms. Welch. Thank you, Ms. Rushton. Appreciate your tech support back there. And we'll see you all at school very soon. Have a great afternoon.